Alright, everybody, take a seat.
See? Got your paws.
Where's Rome? Marcus. Claire. Alright, so let's get the baby shit out of the way. Rome, we're starting the thing! And last thing Rome was a part of, yes? Yeah, he joined.
I think so.
Yeah, he joined that day. Alright, everybody make sure that your inside voices are inside and whispery. Alright, so let's get the small shit out of the way. Does anybody here have any discrepancies with anybody inside of the community?
No.
Heater for being a dummy.
Alright, well this is serious.
Alright,
Usually,
I had to.
it's alright, this is usually our only serious thing we do. Alright, so anybody have any crimes to report against anybody?
Yeah. No.
Alright, so let's get on to the bigger itinerary. First of all, I'd like to... You got the crime to report?
No, I have a gripe.
Alright, what gripe?
So, is there any reason why we can't, like, or why we don't label, like, the random lockers? For example, the stuff that we moved into the armory. Is there any reason why we don't have, like, a note in there, or, like, something posted by it to let people know who those things belong to?
Well, I mean, your personal...
Armory is communal.
Yeah. So if you
I'm
got...
talking about the stuff
Yeah.
that was. I'm talking about the stuff that was like out here and stuff that was in the courtyard, stuff that we moved that we didn't know who they belonged to. Those type of things.
All the stuff that was in the long hall here is for community, and anything that was outside was placed by me for the community for laziness. All that stuff over there, if you want to take something, take something.
Okay.
If it's
I'm
not...
just confused, I guess.
Yeah, if it's not in your bedroom, it's considered whatever. If you place it there for yourself in a community storage and it gets taken, oopsie daisy.
Copy. Okay. Got it.
Okay. So I've been noticing a couple of people in the community have a lot of storage items in their personal, and a lot of people have a lot of storage completely packed. I know a lot of you are new to these areas and what is good and what is bad and blah blah blah. But for the sake of everybody's sanity, I'd like to go through everything and start limiting storage to like one bed, one locker, and one gun safe or something that stores guns. That way we can have more things that go to the community, and those things that are excess of ours that we don't use can go towards our trade pile or loot pile. Because there's been the gods have talked to me personally about this, and it's getting a little bit out of control. So like, I'm not saying you can't have a bunch of guns or you can't have a bunch of gear, but your storage items, you're not going to have a lot of that anymore. And if you have more than 3 or 4 storages things, we're going to be saying to you what do you want to keep and what do you going to use, because everything else is going to have to go to the trade pile. So if anybody doesn't have a problem, I vote that we have 1 bed, 2 lockers, and 1 gun safe, or gun-related storage.
Does that
That's
include
very
like
fair.
a sleeping bag as well?
Yeah. Well, you can. You're like your sleeping bag is a sleeping bag. You sleep on it. We have beds for everybody, or cots for somebody.
Okay.
So if you're on a sleeping bag on the floor, let me get you a fucking bed, please. But other than that, is everybody okay with that rule right there?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
Okay.
So we're going to be enforcing that, not today, not tomorrow, but Monday when there's more people around. Sadly, they aren't here to have their say. That's their fucking bad. I've been talking about this since the last thing. So unfortunately, if they couldn't make it, they couldn't make it. That's 100% okay. But at the same time, we have to start really organizing. Because I was bad for it from the beginning. And Tori and her daughter Romina are taking it upon themselves to organize everything. They're getting to learn about a bunch of stuff and organize it. So the storage and the organization has to stay the same. Uh, Punishments will be dealt out. Uh, you know, first punishment, you get the shit kicked out of you until you're yellow. The second time, until you're blinking, and then the third time, you get to be a slave for 2 days.
Is that a promise?
Girl, don't you
I
start
was
with
about to
me.
say.
Like, let's stay serious because that's actual really punishment. Because you once you're a slave, you're a subhuman. You're less than a bug. You know, that's a very serious punishment to be a slave. And it's not very often that happens to villagers or community members. Uh, does anybody have any suggestions or ideas besides that before I continue?
Yes. Yeah, so it's not storage related if you want me to wait.
No, it's a continuation. I covered the storage issue.
Alright. So with the whole jobs that we had rotating and stuff, it didn't seem to go too well because people aren't around for 2 days, so then they just missed their entire job. So I'd like for everyone to kind of come together and pick a job under a foreman and just stick with it if that could be possible. If people could be cooperative like that. Max has come with 7 berserkers on his squad, so I'd like everyone else who's not a berserker to like pick a job, whether it's hunting or building or organizing, or I guess the building would be under organization too. People who can help organize, and then there's also we have no guards
Yeah,
for our outpost, which is kind of disappointing
yeah,
because this is where everything happens. And we need security because we have visitors. At least 3 groups have been coming in every day, so to have guards to watch over us would be great.
yeah. So I was thinking that with this being said, that the Berserker squad could double as guards until we can get some more citizens that we can trust. The Berserker squad in our culture, you're not just a warrior. You could be a farmer. You could be a fisherman, right? The raids are only for when you're out raiding. That's what the berserkers do. So the berserkers go out on the berserkers raids, and they come home and be guards. And if there's a job that is needed and nobody else is around, we supplement them by volunteer or being voluntold. You're not doing anything. Well, we need to go do this. Can you do that with me? How much time do you have? If they say yes, you go.
Yeah.
And I feel like I still feel like rotating would be the best way. So say you're out on a berserker squad for 2 days or 3 days, and you're just like, "Woo, I'd like to stay home for a couple of days." Well, then guard and farm, you know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm down for that.
It sounds all right by everybody.
Well,
Yeah.
personally, I'm not much of a fighter. I prefer actually like fishing and getting food and whatnot.
Then we,
Oh yeah, you and Cassidy have done a brilliant job on hunting and farming and fishing, so
yeah, keep it up. Keep it up.
And I honestly don't even know how to build. I haven't built a single thing yet.
Well, if you don't,
well, it's been looking a lot like Max is the outpost leader. He does a lot of scavenging, wars, stuff like that. So if you want to go out of the post, it would be good to talk to Max. And usually going, me and Bjorn are usually the ones in post. So if anything needs to be done in post, then me or Bjorn.
yeah,
And that's how it's pretty much been going so far, and it's been working out pretty well.
I think so as well. Max has been there almost at my hip every day since we've put them on the wall at the Helheim Portal event. And he's been a great diplomat because as soon as I get pissed off or he sees me about to make a stupid suggestion or an idea, he comes out with something that's level-headed and clear, and he talks really, really good. And he knows the more military-esque lifestyle, so he knows how to talk to these people more. And since everybody wants to be fucking, General Lee of the fucking Sherman Tank Division, I think that's still really good for him to be both the berserker and the diplomat.
Yes, I think it's good that we have, you know, 4 people that are really good at being diplomats. You know, like there doesn't have to be one specific person because when no one's around, everyone kind of knows. Like, oh, if Max and Runa aren't around, Bjorn and Tina can be a diplomat as
Yeah,
well. So
yeah.
it's been working out pretty well with us in charge. I just think, you know, there's a sheriff that has no men under him, and Cassidy's hunting team is just him and Claire. So it'd be nice to see people spreading out and doing different jobs other than, you know, with us.
Yeah, alright, so we give people a kick in the ass then. We were kind of slacking on our aggressive nature. So if the slacking is going to be a continuation into the next week before the next thing, we're going to be kicking somebody in the ass. I want people to show their fucking balls like we did back in the mosque. I think we've gotten pretty comfortable in our little school here. So next time you see some people that aren't doing anything or they're just loot hoarding, give them a kick in the ass. And if they got the problem with it, take it to the ring. And since they've got the problem with a little bit of authority, it'll be a 2-on-1, not a 1-on-1. Because we have to get some order around here. Not just my saying, but Max, you and Bjorn, all 4 of us, have equal say. What you guys say comes from my mouth, because I trust you. We've never had to talk about the vision of our place here. Not back home, and not here, right? So let's keep that up. If you have to slap somebody, if you have to take them to the ring, do it. If they give you more attitude, even after the ring, you bring it to the thing. And then we punish them properly. And if they want to leave like dickhead Zygmunt, we fucking kill them. Because that is a fucking problem. I will, if you don't want to be a part of the settlement, that's one thing. But leaving over bullshit to go talk about it out elsewhere, that causes a lot of problems internally and externally. I'm not saying kill a person for when he's leaving, but for like extreme amount of bullshit. They're just looking for trouble, yes?
Yeah. So far, like our community, like I think it's just they need more direction on what we need as a community because yeah, scavenging is great and all, but we don't need to do that every day. We still have to uphold our walls and make sure our community is eating well and protected well.
Yeah, definitely. So let's get a little bit more aggressive with our own rules, because I will even admit that I went on my own twice since I put up the new rule about going out alone. We have to make sure, because these people that we're at war with are literally going all around the fucking island willy-nilly with no pressure on them. So if you're going out alone and you get fucked up, don't come crying home. Come get some gear, recuperate, and don't say shit about it, because yeah, it's gonna suck for everybody if we have to constantly hear people getting fucked up on their own. We have groups of 3 to 10 people wandering through Waldeboro that we can't identify. The fucking leader of the fucking collective got caught yesterday, and he didn't get to suffer anything. What the crap is that? And the other day with Zygmunt, he got to run away. Although he starved on top of a roof like an idiot, that could have been a lot worse for us. So we really have to be a lot more fucking aggressive. And if I have to start bringing my sword out and slapping people in the ass with it like a goddamn paddle, I fucking will. Punishments will be dealt with to people that don't obey our simple rules here.
So, on that supposedly the collective thing, do us a favor and don't question that publicly, because that will cause a whole other issue that we don't want to deal with.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it like we said, you know, at the end of the day too, we know Hank is the leader of this whole coalition, and we're under him and pledged to work with him. So, also with Portland settlers, let them spew their bullshit, let them spew their lies. Don't say anything back. Don't do anything, don't say anything. Just let them let them prove to everybody else how ridiculous they are, and let's be the bigger person here.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to be stepping back from diplomacy because, frankly, I feel a little bit bad that some of you haven't been able to get some of the limelight in bigger talks, and you wait your turns patiently for me to shut the fuck up from one of my great monologues, and I never thought myself to be a monologuer, and it's starting to actually get to me that some of you have never spoken to our allies because I ramble constantly. So I will be pushing your envelopes on social comfortability, especially tonight. I will be acting more like a doormat and a guard like I used to with Jacob back at the home in the mosque. So I will be expecting you all to be a little bit more chirpy, like birds, yes?
Mhm.
Now let's get on to some extremely serious business. We have been given, for the last week, permissions by the coalition to be the provocators. I have also said we need to stabilize our region first, but it seems that everybody in the coalition currently, besides the riders, is just talking and not acting. I really want to get out there more and put some pressure on people, start asking people their names, start asking their affiliations, just like we had planned to, and be really aggressive. I think we need to start taking fucking hostages of people that are suspected and harming them to see if we can crack them, because this is getting ridiculous. Very fucking ridiculous. We've got cannibals walking through Waldoboro in our back door. You know? When's the last time the group of us went south together? When's the last time we've seen all of the clan members together? We have to start doing shit together as a collective. And I don't mean like the collective, I mean as a clan, because let's face it, there's only 6 or 7 of us max awake at the time. We should be encouraging people more to get on with us for adventures. Going down deeper south, fucking with people, showing that our true nature, and I want people to fear the axe and shield of the Eraskolden clan.
I have a big concern, a really big concern, coming from yesterday. We had a hostage in our walls, right? And with that situation alone, I realized that our base has so many openings for gunfire. So many.
Yeah.
And I'd really appreciate if people for the next maybe 2 days could stay home for a little bit and kind of, deny any backup from us and just work on our fortifications, because that whole first floor on the way to the inventory room is just open for gunfire.
Yeah.
Yesterday, if that hostage had backup coming, everyone around that room would have been dead.
100%.
I just feel like we need to put, we have a back door that the wall isn't even put up yet. We have all those windows open. If we could just take the next 2 days to fortify this place a little bit more, I would be way more comfortable with people bringing hostages and going out as long as home is safe for the ones that have to stay here.
Yeah, 100%. That was originally, if you remember from the last thing, that was our original plan. Get the Great Hall up before the feast, and then work on the rest of the defenses, because we are bare bones on the roof and bare bones inside of our home. And our front gate, once they break through the front gate, they can pretty much go anywhere. So let's get the windows up first, and then throughout the next week, we can get the windows and the front gate turned into an airlock. And we're going to be turning the cafeteria into a trading hall for anybody that comes by and wants to do some trading or set up a trade for a couple of hours, so they don't have to go to the marketplace or they don't have to go to Sanctuary. They know that they're safe in these walls. That's going to be our next big building thing. I know that the hospital is your personal project, but
I will put that on the side for the next couple days to fortify the walls here, because there's a lot of openings.
Yeah. So magazines and ammunition and nails. We're at war. We should put nails on not the top, but the secondary loot thing. Mags and ammo were hurting so bad. If you need to go into the caves, I think I can say, and we can put this to a vote, that all 18 people that we have right now have shown that they have proven to go through all of their trials, and they're willing to cooperate and willing to be what it takes to be not just a Viking, but a true member of Yggdrasilheim. So let's give them the opportunity to have the goings back and forth between the upstairs and the downstairs, so that in case they need a better defense, they can jump out the back window, or jump off the roof, or something, and then run to the caves. Because I think the caves, we're 100% good on the caves, yes? Everybody's.
Yeah.
That place is solid, no more work needed. We just need to keep the armory constantly loaded. Okay, alright. So you were telling me something about the Theo person the other day. What about him?
Yeah, in Oldfield there's a settlement called Duskard, and it's just him so far and a couple of other people, but he said it's usually just him. I led someone there yesterday to join him because they needed a home. He was happy about it. He would like to do trades with us, and he said for building supplies he could give ammunition, for protection he could give ammunition, but because he's alone, he has all this ammunition that he does not need. He has too much. So I said once he meets up with you, we could have a meeting and talk about a trade for patrol. We patrol, he pays us, kind of thing. That is once we get all our stuff settled. But
Yeah.
he is there alone, and he got, the cannibals raided him and took his things, so
Alright then.
he needs protection. So it's a good way to get some ammunition.
Yeah, we could use the Berserker squad when they get bored on guard and there's some people home to replace their guard duty. We can send them out to go on a patrol all the way down there, once or twice a week, and don't accept anything less than 200 bullets an hour, because protection's protection.
Yeah, I talked to Bjorn about this a while ago, but I think there's a lot of people seeing our numbers and how scary we can actually be, and they're using us as backup and whatnot, but we are not getting any pay in any way, and I think we need to be a little more selfish and, focus on our own protection and our own walls before we just randomly hand out our protection to other people.
Yeah. Go get a towel.
So unless they're paying us a hefty
And
price,
pull out the
or
plug.
their diplomacy is more important than our own walls, then I don't think we should just be going willy-nilly all over the place helping people.
100%. I was going to bring that up next, actually. It's
Actually, I was curious. Who are our allies?
Alright, so there's a giant coalition of groups. There's the Alliance, the Portland Settlers. They're on the back burner. I don't give a fuck about them. I don't want you people even talking to them unless you're forced to, okay? But we have the Rangers of Sanctuary, the Riders, and us. We are the three top ones. And then there's Stagdom. And then there's the Sunset people. The Wardens, yes. And can't remember the others. There were so many goddamn groups there during that meeting. But we've got around
Okay,
six
this
to
is
8.
easier. Who should I avoid? You said we're at war. I'm just not really sure with who.
Yeah,
I'm
so
just really not around war.
if you see an orange armband and you're only 2 people and you're not in a war party, get the fuck gone. White armbands, get the fuck gone. Portland Settlers, they have a bright purple armband with a white symbol and a deer. Get the fuck on out of there. I don't want anything to do with the Portland Settlers. The Alliance, I don't even know what they look like with their armband.
Blue armbands, light blue armbands, dark blue armbands are both from Portland, too.
Yeah. And the Collective also have a purple or dark blue one with a weird symbol on it. Obviously, they're not using those armbands right now, but if anybody's talking in riddles and sounds like a serial killer, it's probably either going to be a cannibal or a member of the Collective. Just even say you have to
I would
take
say
your
as-
shit and get the fuck gone.
Yeah. if they don't say they're a part of Stagnum, and if you don't see the Sanctuary's yellow or the Rider's red, I would just stay away from them. There's also Wolf them. I don't know who they're with, but they wear purple armbands.
Oh
They're
yes,
cool.
The New Order.
the new order. Yeah, they're
New
they're all
Order,
right.
yeah,
They're
they're
a bunch
cool.
of pussies.
So, yeah, there's a few that you can trust, but the rest I would just stay clear from.
All right. Other than that, to wrap everything up, storage is to be minimalized to 1 bed, 2 lockers, and 1 gun storage item. Any access things you are not using, any access. I mean, if you choose a couple of weapons, stick to that ammo type for those weapons. Don't collect other fucking ammo types. Put them in community storage or in the armory, because we really need to start trading. Trade is one of the biggest things that made my people expand across the world so quickly. So let's refocus our efforts on defense and trade, and then we can spread out more, because let's face it, there's a lot of radio warriors out there and not enough action. And until we can solidify ourselves and organize ourselves to be a better faction in these lands, I don't think we should be going out on giant long recon missions. We should stay to this region from Waldoboro to the RCFI, and if down to Sunset, because though that is the area where our allies are. Now,
Also, if you see anything on the ground in the community areas, like the army and stuff, if you see things on the ground, it's because we are getting rid of them. Do not put them back in the lockers.
yeah. Now, how do we feel about opening up to a couple of more citizens, so that we can have some more people awake throughout the day?
As long as we can trust them.
I think if we do initiates again, I'd like someone to be on them at all times.
Yeah.
Like a tutor kind of thing, like a program where you're following around this one of our people for a few days before we can trust them.
Yeah, we'll do the same trial things, but I don't even want them having the runes to come inside of here at the code lock. We'll set up the hotel like we had planned. They can stay in the hotel, and they can come in when there's people here. Other than that, they have to prove themselves by going out and doing community shit. Now, another thing about, if everybody's okay with that, just say aye.
I actually think the hotel should be boarded up for defenses. I
Yeah.
think maybe tell them to find a house nearby that they can stay in
Okay.
and fortify themselves until we let them in, because we have a whole cul-de-sac of houses that they can live in. I think the hotel is very scary, because if you let them there, they can go on the roof and just murder us all.
Yeah, but they can't yell down to tell you what they want unless they have a megaphone. But I do like your idea better than mine. Let's, everybody in favor of her idea, say aye?
Aye.
Aye. Alright.
If you actually want to teach me how to do it, I have no problem helping you fortify it.
Yeah.
I just honestly don't know.
Oh, that's simple. Easy,
Yeah,
easy.
we'll get a group together tomorrow, and I'll teach everyone at once how to put up a wall, and they can just start putting up walls around the base.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good if we had like training days or something for like, so everyone kind of learn how to do stuff. Because there's a lot I don't really know.
Mondays and Fridays,
Yeah, we can do that.
Or training days. How's that? Mondays could be non-military training days. Fridays could be non-civilian training days. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Alright. And I'd like to have every Saturday or every Sunday, if possible, to have things and feasts to keep life and order in our world here. But besides that, I had actually one small other thing. We accept our second batch, of citizens from the Isle, Dawn and Chaz. I haven't seen them in forever. I met Dawn once, and I've never seen Chaz.
Yeah, I think around it. Are we keeping them and waiting for them to return again, or are we just going to take their things and move on.
They don't even have many things. I think we should just move on from them until they.
They have like one locker.
Yeah, let's move on from them.
Like-
The codes have changed 3 times since they've been around. I've never heard them on the radio. I've never seen them around the place. So they're not really
Nothing
community
nice.
members. They're not what I want this place to be.
Yeah.
Alright, so everybody in favor of Dawn and Chaz getting the fuck out of here?
I don't
Alright,
even know who they
but-
are.
Exactly.
I feel like when they come back, we have a meeting with them and let them know
Yeah.
that they weren't fit and they need to go somewhere else.
Yep, 100%.
We give them food, water, a weapon if they don't have anything on them because I haven't seen them, and we tell them to go.
Yeah.
Let them take their shit. Like,
Mhm.
we don't want to rob them.
No.
Like,
Yeah, we'll just
you
leave
know,
that locker there with their things. The only locker they have is that one, so
Yeah.
we'll leave that there. When they come back, they can take their things and go.
Yeah, give them enough to build a gate for one door, and well, somebody needs to get that motherfucker some sleep.
I got him.
All right. So, is this Bjorn?
Yes.
Bjorn, did you have anything that you wanted to bring up?
Go lay on the carpet and take a nap.
No, Nathan just has our defenses is the main thing.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Yeah, I talked to
all
him
I
next
feel
about
like we're spreading ourselves out really thin, and we really don't have things like settled down here. That's why I've been working on the wall and the watchtower and stuff. So
All right, so
I really like to have stuff secure here before somebody gets big and they can decide they want to come in here and fuck shit.
yeah, it'd be pretty fucking easy, wouldn't it? So let's solidify
Yeah,
our
yeah.
position at the Drosselheim upstairs and stick to the region we only know our allies to be, and that's Sunset, Sanctuary, the Swamp, and Waldeboro. If we absolutely need to go past Sanctuary, make sure you have a war party with you. And I don't mean just 2 or 3, I mean as many people as you can go with. And we'll leave the further expeditions south, like the Sunset area, to just bring a goddamn shield bull. I don't care how many you have to bring, just bring more than fucking 3, because I don't want you people getting fucked up by people just because you look like easy targets.
Can I make a request?
Sorry, say again?
Russ? I said, can I make a request?
Yes, of course.
You know, the higher ups, people who are organizing everything. If we could meet maybe every Sunday or something and talk about things that need to be done, and then we can all organize how to get them done. Like, say, we don't have a thing every weekend, so maybe just the people who are in charge every weekend meet up, talk about, we need these walls built, we need these walls built, and then each one can take their team that they have, like Max and his berserkers and me and the builders. And we can just all work on it.
Yeah.
So that there's some kind of organization within the higher.
Yeah, this is what the things are for. If you can't make it here, we'll make a list of things that need to be done, and that's your entire job, Brunhina, as the Sergeant of Arms, is the fur duties. So if you think that, hey, today we need to go scavenge, so tomorrow that we can build the defenses up, that's Brunhina to tell whoever is around. Because obviously our work duty schedule did not work out at all. So we're going to get aggressive. If you see people lazing around and just joking around like jesters, well, take off the fucking jester hat, give them a construction hat, a hammer and some fucking nails, and if they say anything about it, smack them up, and then bring it to the thing. I'm starting to get a little worried about us getting so comfortable with our comical lives. I think it's time to buckle down a little bit until we can feel safer, and I think Bjorn has stated that in smaller words.
Because I'm starting to worry about the safety of our lives,
Yeah.
considering how much people are coming through.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where we're very reputable and renowned, but I think people are also realizing how many greenhorns we have. So Mondays will be civvy training, and Fridays will be military training, and if we can get Sanctum in on a date, well, we get Sanctum to train us in more modern arts. because I've been reading a lot. I started learning English just so I could help out a lot more. So if there's things you find that you're not sure about, take pictures of them for me and send them to me under my doorstep or whatever the fuck you have to do to get my attention with them, and I'll tell you what's good and what's not good. Because again, I woke up today and I found a goddamn M19 in the fucking armory. So find out who did that so I can slap them. We don't need civvy weapons. No civilian weapons unless they are for personal collection or personal usage. We need big guns, all sorts of big guns, for both selling and for both defense and offense. 5.56, 7.62, 308, and any calibers higher should be stored in the armory. And if it's alright with everybody, I think that we need to have one armory so that you can't just bust through these walls and go to the armory here. I think the downstairs is the best for this. We can have stuff that we want that is excess from our personal in the armory here, so it is easier to trade out. Is that comfortable with everybody?
So things to keep in the downstairs, things to trade in the upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, do we need to take a small recap for those who have joined us quickly?
Just real quick.
Okay, alright.
Alright.
Let me get a drink of water here, hang on. Alright, so we're limiting personal storage to 1 bed, 2 lockers, and 1 weapon storage, whether that be a gun safe or a wall mount or whatever the fuck. Pick what items you want, what guns you want, and stick to those calibers. If you find anything else, that goes to the community armory from that one, so that we can have better use of trade, and all your excess shit goes to the community for trade. We're going to be cracking down on that going outside alone rule. If you're going to be sticking between here and the RCIF facility in the swamp, 2 people minimum. Nobody goes out alone. And if you're going any further south, bring an entire goddamn shield wall with you. I don't give a shit. I will be handling out punishments for people that do not start to obey, because even I have become lax with my own rules, and that is a personal infringement. Other than that, we will be solidifying our position here at home more. Diplomacy will be given out to the 4 leaders here, who have all equal say. That is, of course, Max, myself, Brunhilde, and Bjorn. If one of these people aren't around, talk to the other one. If you got a problem, do it like a Viking do. Bitch at each other until you can come to agreement, or fight each other until you've got a problem. And then bring it to a thing if it continues to be a problem. Defenses, magazines, ammunition, and nails. That is a big thing for the upcoming weeks. What else am I missing?
Can we maybe set like a bulletin board or something?
Yeah.
Maybe requests of items we do need?
Yeah, there's a message board at the front by the on the private radio. I have put the place right in front of the bunker by the front gate. That should suffice for that. Just put a note on the bunker when you come and go. You'll be like, oh shit, there's a note here. I'll see what it says. Other than that, oh yes, I think we should maybe set a limit cap to how many people will be accepted at a time. I think 2 or 3 people between each thing a week. You know, every week 2 to 3 people accepted into the community in total. So that one week we can see who's good. The next week we can see if they want to stay, and then we always rotate. And Don and Chaz are not members of this community anymore, so if you see them, give them what they need: food, water, gun, ammo, and enough for a wall, and get them out, because unfortunately they have not passed any of their trials, and that is our rule here. You don't pass the trials, you don't get to stay. I know I'm missing something, but we covered a small chunk. Anybody fill in the gaps for Bjorn and Tori, please.
As far as the war goes, once again, as you may have heard, Runar and the Doctor had another argument, but the way we're proceeding with them, meeting veterans in the Portland Settlers of the Alliance, we're just gonna straight up ignore them. We're not gonna talk to them unless we're forced to. Not forced to, but like we're in a situation where we have to. We're not gonna cite them. We're not gonna give any reason for us to lose face, because we need to keep this alliance strong, and we're a very trusted member of it, and a very active member of it. And we can't lose that. We need to continue to prove that we're a worthy adversary to our enemies and a great ally to our friends.
Alright. So everybody's up to speed and understands this?
Yes.
Okay, great. If you have any other questions, you can ask them at any time. That's quite alright. I'd like to thank everybody that showed up. There was one thing. Shit. How do you feel about me looking for a bounty to teach Dr. Anus all some manners?
No.
Okay. Hina?
Yes.
Bjorn?
So you're saying putting a bounty on Doctor's head?
Yeah. I want her alive and I want her back here. And I want to take an entire day to show her how truly evil I can be. Because I have been nothing but good to that racist wench. She has spit on our people, our traditions, and our gods, and our religion.
How would that affect our allies, though? Because I feel like they feel.
It would crumble.
About that.
No, it wouldn't.
It would crumble.
The riders.
It would absolutely crumble. We've been told that this problem can't reach them.
Yeah. Yep.
And it will if we do that. I'd say just patience, and that if we continue the original plan, if we just don't even bother with them, it's not worth it. Because then we're gonna have more than one group after us, and we can't afford that. We're not equipped for it.
I say it's a double-edged sword. So the one end we're getting her, but at the same time putting a bigger target on her back.
We didn't let Lilith do this to us. How about this? How about I make you a deal, all? We wait until the light of her bullshit can be talked about with the Coalition. Because she has denounced the Coalition twice. She says she doesn't want to work with them anymore. She said that on the radio the other day. She doesn't want to work with us. She'd rather work with the fucking, the Red Militia. Stop screaming. You're okay. Do you need a drink?
I say I'm down for it, but I would like to make sure we're properly defense here. You know,
Yeah.
can we wait till we're done building and done fortifying our walls to do anything hostile to that extent?
Okay.
Because if we take a hostage right now, we have no protection against backfire. Like,
Well, that's why we go to the fucking caves.
Yeah.
Plus, they're still in everybody else's eyes except ours. They're still part of the Coalition.
Yeah, well, we have to fucking change that.
You want it?
Well, at the end of the day, that's not our call, because we're not the ones in charge of this whole coalition, and by agreeing to be a part of it, we agreed to play by the rules.
Well, I think we should get the fucking spies into the Coalition while we still have a chance. Everybody that doesn't like us has moved up to the fucking Portland, right next door to the Collective. And the Collective has not disbanded, we have confirmed this. They have just taken off their armbands as a strategy. They live on the same block, they trade, they talk, they live together.
We know that, but, you know, they'll dig their own hole, just let them do it.
Fine.
Just let them lose face in front of everybody, and then once the favors turn, once the tables have turned, then we can think about mobilizing. But it's too risky. It's way too risky. It's high risk and pretty much the only reward we get is our satisfaction at the expense of all of our allies.
Nice ego check there. Good, thank you for the ego check. Alright then. Everybody in... I don't want anybody doing any hostile actions unless we are provoked. Defenses, scavenging, food, then diplomacy. Agreed? Alright. So if anybody calls upon our shield wall, and it's not the coalition, they need to pay tribute. And I mean, like, 200 nails, or 200, 4 boxes of nails an hour, or it's 200 rounds of mixed ammunition an hour, if they're not in the coalition.
Yeah, I'd like us to get strong enough in defense enough to not have to even worry about whether our ally with the coalition is needed or not. But right now it looks like it's needed.
Yeah. So let's lean on them for a couple of more weeks and not worry about when we have to be by ourselves. But I think it's safe to say, even myself, I'm not the greatest of modern firearms. So we have to bolster up. We have to put on our big boy pants. We can still have fun, joke around, and have cuddle orgies. But let's fucking get good with these guns and know which guns are good and which guns are bad and which are better for trade.
Alright.
Alright. Is there...
When did Wolves move in next to us?
Oh, they're just coming down from
They've
the
been
mountain.
coming in a little bit.
Because we stinky. We stink like meat. So, before we end this, does anybody have anything, discrepancies, crimes, ideas, suggestions, anything like that?
Yeah, stand of the way, good boy.
I say we get ready for the fucking feast.
Yeah. 100%. Alright, with that, the thing is adjourned. Freya, would you please say a prayer for the week coming?
Tori,
Tori, my bad.
Say a prayer.
Prayer, chant.
I am not prepared.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to test you for next week's thing when I make you the official there.
Yeah, I haven't had
Alright.
much time to be spiritual lately.
Alright, I have spent some time, so if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Odin, hear me. Freya, hear me. Loki, hear me. Njord, hear me. The gods who have survived Ragnarok, give us the strength and give us the ability to stay firm with our community and stay true to the path that we have chosen of the Vikingar. Let our axe arm be strong and our shield arm be stronger. Let our enemies tremble at our battle cry, and let our allies feel bolstered by it. Let no man weather our storm undamaged, and let us weather our own storms undamaged. I, Jarl of Drosselheim, call upon all the powers that the gods can bestow upon us to continue to live the virtuous life we should live. Alright everybody, let's go see what the fuck that is out there.
Might be a guy shooting at wolves.
That sounded more like a sermon, but yeah, you know, that worked.
we're everywhere.